Hey guys,
No
Barbecue
one will
Fizz
remember
with
them.
another video, and in this video we're playing Lissandra mid against Fizz. The runes I take for Lissandra is Arcane Comet and the Mana Flow, and you guys should know that Lissandra passive lets you use an ability for free every 15 seconds. So with Mana Flow Band, it does not cancel her passive. What will happen is that um, once Mana Flow Band and her passive
The
is up,
Watchers will
your first ability will come from her passive, and then other one will come from Mana Flow Band. And next we use Absolute Focus and Scorch. And for secondary, I always use Cheap Shot on Lissandra because you should know that her W and her R impair movement because they basically root the champ. So anything you use after um, her W or her R will count as that will do true damage.
I will restore Freljord's greatness. First blood.
Okay, so um, what I normally do is I normally wait until he's about to CS and then I Q. So once they're already in the process of CSing, it's either they continue through the CS or they will cancel their CS. But that's a free hit, and you should already know that once your Q explodes, it will slow them. So the arcane comments will definitely hit. They can't. It's hard for them to dodge the arcane comment once they're slowed.
There will be no door.
So basically, I'm just holding the lane. I know that he backed, but I don't want to be under his tower when he gets back. See, it's a guarantee. Not really a guarantee land, but like over a 90% chance for the arcane comment to land. And when I'm playing Lissandra, what I normally do is, other than like Q, like that there, what I normally do when the phase engages with their Q, I do not let him pass through me. I W, walk back, and then I Q. The reason why I walk back before I Q is because I don't want, when he's out of the route, he get a chance to use his E on me and land on me for damage. See, you see that I walk back. And there it is. That is the reason why I always try to walk back when he Qs at me, so I can avoid it, try to avoid as best as possible to avoid his E. Because once he procs that what is nomination, I don't remember what that Thunderlord thing, he basically does more damage than Lissandra. So it's all about being safe as Lissandra. However, when I play Fizz and I'm against Lissandra, I normally take my E first. So if I'm going to farm and she Qs, I can dodge it with my E. Even though her Q is as a lower cooldown, that free first damage that won't affect me. So I'll get whatever minion. What I normally do is wait until the first 3 minions get low, and then I attempt to go CS, and then I go for it. But you have some people that play Fizz that they take W first against Lissandra, and they get Q poke out of the lane at level 1 because they normally take Q, and it's no different. Oh man, I fucked up there. What I did wrong was I reactivated my E. I only E'd just to do extra damage, but silly me reactivated my E again. So if I didn't reactivate it, by the time he gets out of the ult and he Either way, my Q would be up to kill him, but we live and we learn. That was a mistake of me. So basically, once I'm playing against a Fizz with this new rune thing, I always take stopwatch first because that's a free Zonias for $600. You have some people that would rather to rush Banshee, but you won't get Banshee until way later in the game, and that won't benefit you. So once you get stopwatch, you don't have to worry about his all-in as a Lissandra. You don't have to worry about his ult. You don't have to ult yourself when he ults you. But when I play Fizz and I'm going against Lissandra, what I normally see they do is they try to get Banshee first. In my mind, that doesn't make sense because I can just queue in and get rid of that Banshee. Even though I'm going to take some poke for that queue, as a Fizz, I'm going to return poke. So it will basically be even the trade. But only difference is you won't have Banshee for my next, for when I'm ready to ult as a Fizz. So you're either gonna, when I ult, you're gonna E away or you're gonna ult yourself. Which when I'm playing Lissandra, getting Banshee first is a waste of time in my mind. So instead of ulting myself, I can just Zonias and save my ult to do damage. That's what I'm talking about. You, when he engages, you just Q, you just W, walk away, Q. That leaves a minimum space for him to land his E on you. So after doing all that, if you're doing so much damage, oh, you fucked up right there. Yeah, he thought I left lane, so once you use that E to farm, I'm definitely gonna punish him as a Lissandra. And that's what some Fizz don't get. Once you're against a Lissandra, you don't use your E to farm. Because once you use your E to farm, you're gonna be punished. So you basically have to just bait out his E to go all in on him.
It's inevitable.
So what was I saying? Yeah. As a Lissandra, when you're against a Fizz, getting Banshee first doesn't make sense. It's better you get stopwatch and then you rush Zonias. Even though it's not MR, but it's still something to render his ult useless. So that is what I do, but I'm not sure what you guys do. But that's my best way. But when I'm playing Fizz though, and I see that the Lissandra is rushing Zonias, I just avoid her as much as possible. I don't waste my ult on her. I don't engage her, just try to get whatever farm, because ulting her is a waste of time as a Fizz with a Zonias or a stopwatch. Because she's gonna either ult herself or she's gonna Zonias, and that's just gonna make you waste your ult for no reason. So what I normally do is get whatever farm as a Fizz and then roam the top or to bot and try to make a play with my ult there. But other than that, once Lissandra rushes a Zonias, engaging her by yourself is a big waste of time. And that's the mistake that I see some Fizz player make against Lissandra. That they don't check to see their item bill. So when they ult, they just see a big Zonias come up and then they have to back off. Or they still going, you know, for whatever reason going, and either E or whatever, but they commit to their ult going and lose a fight because they have no ult damage. They E in and land. You have your W to cancel that, and you have your ult right after to do damage. So that's my thought on that part. I'm not sure if I mentioned the farming part, but if I didn't, I'm just gonna if I did or I didn't, I'm just gonna like talk about it one last time. So once you're a Lissandra, right, and a Fizz is you're against a Fizz, you don't just waste your W to push the lane. That's how I feel. I don't waste my W to try to push him out of the lane, try to push the lane to his tower, because I know as a Fizz player that a Fizz can easily farm on the tower. So getting him in on the tower will not help me. I need him to be in lane trying to get CS, and the moment he steps up for that CS, I'm gonna Q. So you're gonna get your E damage done on him and get your comment damage done on him. I don't like waste my time. So try to push the lane for no reason. But everybody is different, and that's my thought on it. This, in my opinion, this Fizz is not much experience as a Fizz, but we're just gonna talk about it anyways. Yeah, he's not really good on Fizz. And if y'all noticed, like a couple seconds earlier, when he E, I didn't right away use my W. And I tend to see people do that a lot when they E and they're about, because they're not knowing what he's gonna do next. They use their W out of nervousness or anxiety and waste their W. I always wait on them to land, because using my W before he lands or not knowing where he's gonna land won't benefit me. So if he's gonna land on me, that's cool with me. I just use my W right after he lands to get that root and then ult. However, in my opinion though, with the Fizz against Lissandra matchup, it's more like whoever makes the first mistake is the one to be punished. And because I'm a Fizz player, and I'm also a Lissandra player, I know not to make the first mistake of using my W carelessly. And when I'm playing Fizz, I'm not just gonna go in on a Lissandra like that, unless I'm baiting her. Unless you know for sure that if you go in and she W's you, then ult, you can survive that, and in most cases in early game you will. So I'm not too worried about that. So once she doesn't have Zhonya's, I will always harden on Lissandra as a Fizz. Once she doesn't have Zhonya's. Once she has Zhonya's, I don't waste my time to engage on her. Never at all.
Buried in ice.
Because if you as a Fizz ult Zhonya's Lissandra, 90% of the time in my opinion, you're just gonna be wasting your time.
No one.
So that's it for ladies in Fizz. So I'm not sure what else to tell you. But if you guys have like any opinion or suggestions for your matchup against a Fizz as a Lissandra, or your matchup against a Lissandra as a Fizz, you can always leave it in the comment below.
An enemy has been slain.
And that's why I keep on saying right here, always get Zhonya's first, because for whatever reason you could have lost your Banshee and you already ult the Queen, so you would have been defenseless against the Fizz ult if you have lost your Banshee shield. So that is why I personally always get Azania's first against a Fizz. So right after Azania's, it's always situational, like what item you get next. Me, because I'm fed right now, I'm just gonna get Lissandra, because I can always initiate alt, do some damage, and then Zanya's. So that's for me in this matchup. However, you guys can like sometimes I will like get Banshee next or the purple book. I can never pronounce it, so I just call it purple book. That gives 20% CD. Yeah, I knew that the plants were attacking me, but I already commit to follow up, and I knew my other teammates were coming, so I just continued.
This is double kill. An enemy has been slain. No one.
Okay, easy Baron. What the fuck? Where the fuck he came from? Yeah, I don't want to stay in that. Yeah, always ult the Fizz first. Whether he is 0-0 or 10-0, ult the Fizz. Because that's what you do. You pin down the assassin first. He's going for your ADC, even though I'm fed. You could kill my ADC, which we want to win this game. In their backline, what, Sarah? She does no damage, she's a support, so just makes sense logically to just go rid of the Fizz first. Baron from here to church.